Okay, I am now recording. Okay, people, what is this video going to be about? J.D. Cravo. Presidential candidate? Maybe, maybe not. What the video is going to be about is you, not me. When are you, the American voting public, going to get tired of what our federal government is doing? When are you going to go out there and find the man or woman you want to be president? How long are you going to sit there and wait until the political parties tell you who to vote for? How long are you going to be there complaining about everything, yet doing absolutely nothing about it? Let me give you a prime example. How many of you out there think that congressmen and senators ought to have term limits? Think for a few minutes. Are you one of those who believe that a congressman or senator should have a term limit? If you are, then why are you always voting the same person you don't like in? Well, that's because you get one of two choices. No, it's not one of two choices. It's you got to go out there and find the candidate. Believe me, the political parties will do everything they can to cover up and hide the real individual that you are looking for. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I'm the perfect answer for president. And a lot of you are going to say, well, you really have no governmental experience. First, why don't you run to Congress or the Senate? Now, you think about this. Okay, let's say I go for senator and I win the election. That's 4 years. I make a promise to everybody who voted for me that I will represent them in the Senate for the state of Virginia. That's my promise. And then come 2014, I start running for president. I'm going around campaigning and I'm doing my campaigning and I'm doing my campaigning. But yet in 2000 and the beginning of 2014, I was sworn in. I ran the 13 in 2014. I got sworn in. But now near the June time, I start campaigning. So I'm not in the Senate. Is that keeping my word to the people of Virginia who voted me in? I don't think so. Now let's say I get elected and I become president. So in 2016, I take the oath and become president. Now there's a vacancy in the state of Virginia Senate because I have become president. Am I keeping my oath to the people of Virginia to represent them in the Senate? Definitely not. I am breaking every single promise I made to them. I have broken my word completely from beginning to end by not representing them becoming president. So I can't do that. So, yes, I'm not running for Congress, and yes, I'm not running for Senate because I cannot break my word to the people. At least not willingly, at least not consciously. I won't break my word. So, therefore, I'm not going to run for an office I have no intention of staying in or doing the job, only to have a stepping stone to another spot. No. As far as I'm concerned, that's corrupt. That's a liar. Sure, our political system's set up so they can do that, but that is not keeping the word. And to me, my word is more important than anything else. Whatever I give as my word is my word. It's me, JD. And I'm just JD. Now, I'm not going to talk about me. If you want to see how I stand on different things, go to youtube.com and type in JD Cravo and look at those hundreds of videos. You will have my beliefs, my personal beliefs, and my governmental beliefs. Where I stand personally, where I stand with the federal government. But the truth of the matter is, people, you are the real problem that our government is as bad off as it is. You sit there and yell term limits for congressmen and senators, yet you vote the same people in over and over again. And you expect something different. And your excuse is, well, it's not my congressman, it's not my senator. Then whose is it? It's every one of you. The Constitution gives you the right through the elections to fire any congressman or any senator at any interval. You have that right. You have that authority. You can do that job. There's where your term limits are. You don't need to add an amendment that says a senator or a congressman can only do 6 years or 8 years or 12 years. You could say, hey, that congressman's no good. He can only do 2 years and he's out of here. Or that senator stinks. 4 years down the road or 12 years down the road, he has no idea anymore what he's doing. Get rid of him. You can do that. And there's your term limits. It's in the Constitution. Use it. But the real shame, the real disgrace to our Constitution is that you don't look for the man or woman that you want to be president. You don't look for a leader. You look for a yes man. Yes, ma'am. Yes, political party. Yes, special interest groups. Yes, foreign nations. Not someone that says, we Americans. Not someone who says, the people within the borders of this country will matter above all else. And I shall lead us to where the people want to go. No, you don't look for a man who'll do that. You look for a man that's paid his dues. I quote, pay the dues. Was the congressman or senator or governor for a political party. No. Nope. Do you want a leader or do you want a politician? I think we've had enough politicians through the years. I mean, in my lifetime, what has the politicians got us? Let's see, we have Vietnam, we have Iraq, we have the Twin Towers bombings, we had the federal building bombings, then we had the Twin Towers plane attack, and we have Afghanistan, and who knows what other wars. Oh, we had one war in the middle of Europe somewhere. War upon war upon war. That's politicians for you. It's easy to fight with somebody else, especially when they're nothing. They're other people. But they're not. They're Americans. Each and every one of them. And when you worry about each and every one, then they become important. Then they become matter. I'm going to be honest with you. When the Twin Towers got attacked, I might be a little hawkish in this way. I don't believe in war. I don't believe in fighting. I don't believe in those things. And I definitely don't believe in an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. So what would I have done? Well, I would have told the Taliban that give us bin Laden and all the people that is the head of his group. I'd give him a couple of days, and then I'd use a couple of nuclear weapons and take Kabul off the face of the earth. And I'd ask him again. Now, that might seem radical to you, but I think those 3,000 Americans that died are pretty important. They had no reason to attack the innocent, the children, the women, the men. They had no reason to attack them. And that's how I would have done it. I wouldn't be putting soldiers in the way to add more deaths to it. Because now every soldier that died in Afghanistan, add that to the 3,000. That is what it cost us. And I would continue that until I got bin Laden and every single Al Qaeda. Now, that may be cruel, that may be mean, but you tell me it was nice? I mean, Jesus once said, if somebody slaps you, turn your cheek. But he never said, if they slapped your cheek again, what do you do? And I always say, God answered that question. It's called Solomon and Gomorrah. Now you may say, what do you mean by that? Think about that. Jesus always said, if someone slapped you, turn your cheek. But he never said, if they slapped you again, what to do. Twin Towers, you say, well, let's talk about the Twin Towers. Yeah, Al Qaeda bombed it at the bottom. Destroyed a nursery, killed a lot of children. Do you remember the firemen carrying the dead girl's body? There. The first slap. That wasn't good enough. You know? Clinton did a tit for tat. Sent a couple of drones over there. Boom, boom, blew up some things. Then Al Qaeda took 2 aircraft and hit the Twin Towers again. Other side. Yes. And the buildings come crumbling down. Think about that. That is what happened. What would our leaders do? Oh, well, give us bin Laden. No, it's time to put an end to this. Believe me when I tell you, every nation has its boundaries. It's up to the people within that nation to decide how they wish to be governed and ruled. Not our Congress. Our Congress has no right going around the world telling how these countries should set up their government. They can't even run our own country. But the bottom line, people, is you have to start realizing. You have to start to understand. You, the American people, have to look for a leader. A man who can stand up for you, the American people, and believe in each and every one of you. And worry more about each and every one of you than the rest of the world. One who'll stand up before Congress and tell them the truth about the United States of America. Instead of getting up there and giving a dog and pony show, yay, yay. Yeah, those congressmen and senators love patting themselves on the back, don't they? As they bring our country down. Truth of the matter is, we're in terrible shape in this country. The strength is in the people, but the people aren't doing their job. You could continue to let the politicians and the Senate and the Congress and Senate run the country. You continue to elect politicians for presidents, and you will continue to get the same old, same old. Or you can turn your head the other way and start looking for a man or woman who will be a leader and stand for you. And will not be afraid to stand tall with each and every one of you and say to the world, look, we are Americans. These are our boundaries. We will take care of our own. And if you're good enough out there, we might take care of you. But don't expect us to tell you how to set up your government. Don't expect us to tell you how to live. Don't expect us to do anything different than we would want you to do to us. But in return, don't do anything to us that we wouldn't do to you. Attack us, expect us to attack. And not as like. Attack us, then you declare war and we will destroy you. Be our friends, we will be your friends. Expect us to interfere with your country, we will not. Do we truly believe it's you, the people of each nation, that should run your country? Yes, we do, and nobody else. And we, the Americans, will do the same. We will run the United States of America, not the rest of the world. And we will not try to, because I have too much concern for the American people. And I will take care of the United States of America. We will lead by example, not by words. We will lead for you all to see, not by the gun. But above all else, I, James D. Crivo, if the people in this country of the United States choose to have me as a presidential candidate, they will choose it, not me. And I will lead them as they will follow. And we will be concerned about the United States of America, not the rest of the world. That is each and every individual country's job to worry about. I will defend the right of our allies to exist, but at the same time, I will defend the right of our foes to exist. And it is up to the people within those countries to decide how they wish to live. In other words, stand back, people. Here it comes. I would defend the right of North Korea to be North Korea. But let it be known that I will also defend the right of South Korea. And let North Korea know that I would not tolerate. But I will not interfere. North Korea has its rights to be the type of country it wishes to be. South Korea has the right to be the type of country they wish to be. It's up to the people. Japan has the right to be what Japan wants to be. China has the right to be what China wants to be. Russia has the right to be what Russians want it to be. South America, Venezuela, Brazil, Cuba, all those countries have the right that their people want their country to be. Just as the United States has the right to be what the United States Americans want it to be. And no, I will defend that to my death. But as president, I will also ensure that whatever I do every day will better the life of those inside the United States of America. And I will protect each and every citizen of this country from the day they're born, from the instant they're born to the instant they die, with my own very life. But people, it goes by you. What do you want for a president? What do you want for a leader? People of the United States, you either got to get out there and look for the man or woman you want to be president. What is valuable to you? Is it the color of their skin that matters more than anything else? Is it the sex or gender they are that matters more than anything else? Or is it what they are made of? Is it what matters to you, what is important to them? Or do they even care about what's important to you? These are things you got to ask yourself. And out of that, you will decide. But as long as you let other people decide, and the political machines hide everybody else, expect things to remain the same. Nothing will ever change. We have a constitution. It gives us the authority and the right to choose our leaders. No one has to tell you who you can vote for. No one has the right to take away who you can vote for. When it comes to the United States of America, every American citizen that was born in this country can run for any office, or you can choose any American citizen that was born in this country for any office, and you can elect them. You have that right. But if you don't exercise it, expect the political parties to tell you what to do. And they will do their darndest to hide everybody else. So if you want to protect your rights, then you better look for the presidential candidate you want and quit letting others tell you who to elect. Thank you. This is JD.